this series is it's heating up. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Um, this series, man, it keeps, you know, you think you you just think you have something going on, and then next thing you know, it throws a 180, and man, that end of the chapter was, I swear, gets me so hyped for the next week's chapter. And thank God we do not have a break going into next week. The next chapter will be after 4th of July. Well, I don't know if anybody would want to do that and celebrate any 4th of Julys right now, but um, listen, let's just get into this because My Hero Academia is crazy. My Hero Academia is crazy. Now this was the chapter where a lot of people kind of predicted that maybe this is the chapter where we just see heroes dropping due to Shigarashi, but no, we get not most of that, but yes. So, anyways, the chapter starts off with an aerial view of this, reporter man just, talking about the scene, in the city of Jakku. Um, you know, and he's talking about all the rubble and stuff like that and all the dangerous, and then he, brings up like Hosu, Camino, all these attacks that we've seen in the past that have been like very, very, and I mean very dangerous for the civilian public. All these things happening. The guy brings it up. It's like it reminds you just of that. Then we get a panel, a shot of All Might actually with Eri, looking at all this stuff. Now, um, why you have a little girl looking at this news feed? I have no idea why, but it's good to see that All Might is with Eri right now. So yeah. And then the next panel, it cuts to, I guess, some character important, really the three main characters, main peoples in their lives, which is Deku, obviously his mom, Bakugo, they show his mom, and they show the Todoroki family, um, the mom, the sister, and the brother. Then we also see All for One just doing his typical smiling because I bet you he knows what the hell's going on and stuff like that. So we cut to what's going on currently and stuff like that. And what we find out is the way is, you know, um, Shigarashi, he gets a hold of this phone and he tells somebody on the phone to kill everybody here, or kill everyone you see. So that could be his, League of Villain members coming to join him. But yeah, it seems like there's going to be he's getting his backup. He's definitely getting his backup here, and they're ready to try to take him down. Now, Endeavor comes flying in, and we get introduced to a new side, one of his other sidekicks called Kido, and his quirk is Traject, which all he can do is he can alter the course of somebody's body. So Endeavor was moving, straight. He used he used his quirk and he made him go upright quickly and stuff like that. So then Endeavor gets to Shigarashi and one of the other heroes out loud tells Endeavor that hey, Shigarashi can't use his quirks because Endeavor is enabling to do that. The reason that we find out how Aizawa is able to make sure Shigarashi is using his not using his quirks is the thing is we actually see Manuel and if you don't remember Manuel he was the hero way back in the Hosu City incident from season 2 of My Hero Academia. When Ida was under him for the hero internship, and essentially he's using his water powers to essentially keep Aizawa's eyes like moisturized and not get dry to the point, Aizawa will have to close his eyes. And it's a pretty smart strategy too. Now at the end of my last chapter review, I said personally the hero should just get up there and kill him straight up. Now we see they try to do that. That doesn't work. That kind of backfires. Um, but it is a really smart tactic and good writing of Horikoshi, of the fact that you make a character do this, and like I said, Manuel is essentially just watering his eyes, keeping his eyes keeping Aizawa's eyes moisturized so he doesn't have to blink. And he even mentions like I gotta make sure I don't put too much water in because if that's the case, you will actually close your eyes then. I don't want to flood your eyes essentially and stuff like that. So essentially, and even they have to kind of keep in sync with something like that. So obviously they got to be careful, which means Aizawa and Manuel can't get attacked because it will throw them off their balance. So Endeavor does like some kind of charge flash burn, and he mentions Shigarashi like, "Look, you killed way too many. It's time to put a stop to this." And essentially, Shigarashi dodges out of the way super freaking quickly, and this is where we see some more revelations. And essentially, Endeavor, in his mind, he's saying it's not a quirk. That's just his. It's not a quirk. It's just a strength because Shigarashi literally took the burn. He literally has a burned hand now, and he still took it. Oh, don't. They made this man so freaking powerful. He can take and then never attack just like that and not lose his freaking arm. His arm's just burnt to a crisp, and it's that's it. That's it. You know, he comes to mention saying the jump from back then too, a swing of his arm lets him move around in midair. And Endeavor comes to the realization that his power is like All Might's power, which is pretty freaking scary. Now we cut back to Dr. Ujiko and what he was saying, and he was like, well, it's quite, not on par with All Might, sadly. Excessive remodeling of his body would have overburdened his brain. Essentially, he's kind of saying it would be too much on the brain, and it kind of really fry it, to be honest, really. That's what I got from it. So yeah, so essentially his body was remodeled as well, and stuff like that. Um, and the thing, and even Aizawa's like, my erasure hasn't been done, and he even comes to the conclusion like, wait, is he like a perfected Nomu, essentially in a regular body and stuff like that. So Shigarashi kicks Endeavor down to the ground and stuff like that. Now Gran Torino drops Deku and not All Might, Deku and Bakugo down over here, and he tells Deku and Bakugo that he has that Shigarashi has all for one, and the fact that if Deku has his quirk taken, um, you know, what could be even worse than the worst case scenario? Because if that happens, they're screwed. It's over. It's over if Deku gets his quirk taken away from him. And the interesting thing too is, um, and also quick mention, Gran Torino does know that Bakugo knows the one for all secret too, so that is good. We also do get a overview map of the whole city area too, and it's pretty cool because it shows where characters are currently at. And to come to think of it, it seems like actually Shigarashi, Deku, and Bakugo were actually like legit this close to one another, like legit this close. And if it wasn't for Gran Torino, they've been dead. So yeah. Um, so things like that. And Gran Torino, he says like we're up against just one guy. If this many of us can't get the job done, then what is the point of this hero saturated society? And essentially, he's talking about like what's the point in protecting the public if we can't defend it against one guy? Also, cute to mention that also, another thing come to mention is that the fact that the chapter says cheated. So yeah. Then the next panel we get is we see this rubble moving around, and the next thing you know, there is all these high end Nomu just coming out of the ground, and all these Nomu in these different shapes and sizes, all these high end Nomus. Like there's a high end Nomu that looks like a dog with teeth, things like that. Um, there's a funny panel where Gran Torino, Deku, and Bakugo all see this, and stuff like that, and they're shocked. And you know, the heroes are starting to question, like, whoa, 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 wait a second. How did the Nomu survive? There's no way they should have survived because they should have been destroyed by the thing. Apparently, that's not the case. Then Shigarashi, he kind of does an FU of a pose to Endeavor. And essentially, he does the whole pose Endeavor did when he was standing up with, from the past season 4, you know, when he's like had his arm up and it was, his turn. He does the same thing on top of frickin' Endeavor. Shigarachi's a cold mother effer. He's a cold mother effer. He don't give no F's. Shigarashi does not give no F's. Oh my goodness. And stuff like that. So we later find out how some of the Nomu actually survived. Now, Shigarashi says, "I can control decay now. I couldn't save every last Nomu capsule, but I'm fine-tuned it enough to spare some of them. So, because of this, there are some high-end Nomus that are spared, and they're just coming out from the ground now. And even Dr. Ujiko says, like, all he has to do is, set this, like, electric wave current for the Nomus to awaken, which, oh, wait, last chapter, he did that radio wave thing. Oh, that's how they awaken now, and that's why they're coming, now they're activated. And these Nomu are, they listen to a specific person, which obviously is going to be Shigarashi that they listen to. The doctor does end up saying, like, right now, the Nomus, they're just on their free will, but I envision that they are obviously doing, how am I going to say, like, after some time, because we've seen the high-end Nomus in the past essentially start to, like, on the fly, like, actually get, smarter as they fight. So it's gonna be a time when Shigarashi finally freaking reawakens them, and obviously they're gonna start listening to him and stuff like that. So yeah. And the crazy thing is, I think the doctor says, why don't we just call them near high ends? So it's whatever. Um, Gran Torino flies off, and he's like, you two stay here. We'll take care." And then Deku's like the worst case, And at this point, Deku's just freaking out because he knows nothing else could get any worse than this. Like, literally, nothing else could get worse. The only thing that could get worse is his court gets taken and stuff like that. Um, and obviously Shigarashi, he's going for a Razorhead because he knows, or if he takes down a Razorhead, he can just kill everybody within a snap of his finger. He knows he can do this, and this is when we get some great character development from Aizawa. This this was part when stuff got epic. So Aizawa, he goes on to say, "I can't afford to die. If I die, there will be no one left to hold him back." Obviously knows, if he dies here and there, which I still predict he is going to die. Some people think he's going to die, or more people think he's going to get his quirk taken away. Some people, they're doing this heavily foreshadowing with Aizawa and stuff like that, which, they're doing all these things about how cares about how much he cares about his students. I just have a feeling he's going to sacrifice his life for, and I'll talk about it when I get to the end. Um, Again, he mentions the fact that there will be no one left to hold him back if Shigarashi kills me here. And he goes on, and as you see, panels of Deku and Bakugo from the sports festival, he says, "I still have to watch over um, until they graduate and become heroes. Them," which the next panel refers to the next fun, and that is essentially, all of Class 1A. This man, this man Aizawa, I said it last chapter, but this man has come a long way. This man really, when we first saw him in the, when we first encountered him, when all the class one first encountered him, he looked like he didn't give an F about any of the class. He even said, "Listen, if you guys don't do this, I was gonna fail them right then and there," and stuff like that. He even said he was gonna fail Deku way back at the start. And now look at it now. This man cares about all his students, and he wants to see them all graduate, become successful heroes. And essentially, it's like the parent that wants to see their kids do, you know, have to go on and live a great life. And just seeing this right here, it was great to see Aizawa just, he wants to see all the Class 1A because he knows all of them are special in their own ways. And he wants to see them all, you know, succeed and become successful heroes because it's their dream. And just to see that, it hits you in the heart. Now, this now going back to the whole Aizawa possible death, I think this further, this further, I want to say signifies, but this further, I would say, hints at a possible Aizawa death coming in the next few chapters. Um, he's doing this all for his students and stuff like that. And I just I just have it in my feeling because they said Horikoshi, a few weeks ago they said Horikoshi was tearing up, he was crying. I'm like, I guarantee you, he's like already written storyboards for you know, these future chapters. They just got to be drawn and stuff like that. Um, I still believe Aizawa's going to die. They're doing a lot of foresight with Aizawa just fixated on wanting to see his students, succeed and how much he wants to have his students succeed. And I feel like, especially when we get to the last part, which the last part is Deku and Bakugo actually come in the clutch. Um, they're here to save the others, or save the other heroes, mostly Aizawa and the others from probably dying. Um, and Deku and Bakugo essentially say, "This time, senpai, this is our turn." Now people can say, "Well, does this mean My Hero Academia is ending soon?" I don't think My Hero Academia is ending soon. I think if we were to end here and have Deku and Bakugo get the win against Shigarashi, that'd be way too abrupt, and that'd be probably one of the worst endings to an anime or to a shonen series, like intense. Some people like it, but more the diehard at My Hero Academia fans will probably be pretty upset. I'm like, that's it. That's how the series ends. Deku hasn't fully developed yet into being, he hasn't fully developed into having all his quirks, and he wins here, and it's over. I'm saying My Hero Academia what's gonna happen with My Hero Academia? My prediction is the heroes are obviously gonna lose this arc. We're going to get the heroes are gonna retreat. Deku and the others are gonna retreat. Now some heroes will die. My thing is this. Now, from what I'm seeing is it definitely looks like, and then also next chapter is releasing next week, no break, like I said. So July 5th, the day after July 4th. My prediction is next week, we're going to for a few chapters, we're going to get Deku and Bakugo versus Shigarashi. Maybe 2 or 3 chapters, we're going to get Deku and Bakugo versus Shigarashi. Maybe 2 or 3 chapters, and I think it comes to a point where Deku and Bakugo, they're able to, I would say, not contain, but be able to fight Shigarashi much better than, say, if Shigarashi had his whole quirk. Because this is the thing. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, okay. Deku and Bakugo might actually stand somewhat more of a better chance against Shigarashi with his quirks taken away instead of his quirks with him. Because with his quirks with him, they lose outright. But I think with his quirks taken away, they won't be strong enough to beat him, but they might be able to, I guess you can say, hinder him a bit, essentially. But I think Shigarashi, from what we saw with what he did to Endeavor, I still think it's not going to be enough. Like, literally. I think what's going to happen, like I said, I think it's come to a point where Deku is going to fight Shigarashi, and Shigarashi is going to try to take one for all, and he's gonna try to go in for the kill, and then that's when I think Aizawa is going to die, and sacrifice his life for Deku to get out of there, retreat, go get stronger, and stuff like that. I've been saying this, and I think that's when we're gonna get a time. I think we're gonna get a time skip, and we might get one more arc, and then we'll get the final arc. I swear, I believe My Hero Academia, it's going to be due for about, from the way the story is going, it looks like the series is going to be concluding, sooner rather than later. And what I mean by it may take like the next 4 or 5 years for the series to be finished. And I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a time skip, and I think we're gonna get longer than say a 1 year or 2 year time skip. I think we're getting like a 5, maybe 7 year time skip, where Deku and the others are much more older. They're much more experienced with their quirks. Deku is much more of a better understanding for One for All, and that's when I say they're gonna return to Japan. And I really believe they're gonna leave Japan. They may go to another country, presumably the USA. Go there. We might get one arc in the United States in the My Hero Academia universe. We might get that arc, and then we go back to Japan where Deku and the others return to Japan, save the day, and then series over. That would be fine with me. And then that's when Deku becomes the greatest, hero in Hero Society. And that's the conclusion to his story. I literally think we got two, maybe three more arcs in My Hero Academia, and then the series will be done. That's how I believe. I believe. I don't think Horikoshi is going to keep this as long as like say One Piece. I think when My Hero Academia is due for like 2 to 3 more arcs, and then it's done. That's it. And stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes. But like I said, there's still foreshadowing this Aizawa death. But next week we're gonna get Deku and Bakugo versus Shigarashi, and I can't wait. Whew, next week cannot come fast enough. Man, what a. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna get it. So if you like this chapter, leave a like on the video. If you want to put in the comment section what are your thoughts and future expectations for My Hero Academia going on forward, put that in the comment section. Also hit that subscribe button to get more My Hero Academia content. So yeah. Other than that, that's really it. So yeah. So also plus look forward to a video later that's probably me uploaded today. I'm gonna make it video today, but it's gonna be uploaded to YouTube later today. And this is where I'm gonna review the first season of Sword Art Online with one of my friends. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next video. So till then, I'll see you guys next week for the next My Hero Academia chapter manga review. Till then, hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. Whether it's day, night, wherever you're at, I'm gonna get out of here.